Dr. Shashi Tharoor ji.
Sir, you genuinely want a discussion this time?
Shashi Tharoor ji.
2 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Let's do it tomorrow, sir. So let's do it tomorrow morning.
आप शशि थरूर जी बोलना चाहते हैं?
सर हम बोलेंगे लेकिन
हाँ तो बोलिए, बोलिए।
2 बजे कर रहे हैं। Sir, the house is not in order, sir.
आइटम नंबर 14 स्टैट्यूटरी रेजुलेशन शुरू हो चुका है। मैं माननीय सदस्य डॉक्टर शशि थरूर जी से कहूंगा कि वो अपने विचारों को व्यक्त करें।
All right, sir. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, I must say I'm sorely tempted at this very late hour. I'm sorely tempted at this very late hour, sir, to say that better late than never and just let the bill pass. But I think some home truths must be told. We've all witnessed the horrors of Manipur, a slow-burning horror once the unrest began in May of 2023, which is continuing now 21 months before the president's rule was actually declared. During this time, we have seen at least 250 people having died, perhaps over 300. We've had more than 5,600 weapons and 6.5 lakh rounds of ammunition seized, looted from police armories, more than 70,000 people displaced, a lakh affected, and thousands still forced to live in relief camps. Sir, the Home Minister is present here. And this is happening, sir, at a time when clearly those responsible for maintaining law and order have not done their job. The issue of national security has been before this House, sir. And the fact that when we found all these tragedies happening, no decisive action was taken for almost 2 years. My party called repeatedly for an earlier imposition of President's rule. That did not happen. And I'm very sorry to see that it was only when the Chief Minister resigned on the 9th of February, the State Assembly had to reconvene by the 12th, but even though Article 174(1) of the Constitution requires it, it was not possible to convene the State Assembly. The Congress Party in Manipur had prepared a no-confidence resolution. Your own ally, the NPP, had withdrawn support, and in those circumstances, only then, with the Assembly unable to meet because you could not survive such a motion, that President's rule was declared. This, sir, is a very painful development, and to cite the failure of constitutional machinery in the state over the Assembly's inability to meet when the real failure has been one of national security, has been one of law and order maintenance, has been one of basic decency for the people suffering the torment of violence in that state for almost 2 years. This, sir, remains a blot on the conscience of the nation. Today now, this is the 11th instance that we will be approving President's rule in Manipur, which is a record, sir, the highest of any Indian state in the last 77 years. No state has had to go under President's rule for 11 times, as Manipur has done. Now, sir, this is a very serious moment in our own country's history and in the history of Manipur. Decision-making power has been shifted from locally elected representatives to the central government and the governor appointed by the central government. And that is a very onerous responsibility at a time when, sadly, our own Prime Minister has not gone to listen to the pain and trauma of the suffering people. Even the Supreme Court has sent a delegation 2 weeks ago. They have visited, they have seen the conditions of the people there, and we would urge that this omission be rectified as soon as possible. In addition to that, sir, we really have to look at what President's rule means in practice for the people of Manipur. They've suffered a long history of insurgency. There have been various armed groups running amok, demanding autonomy, independence, God knows what else. They're often operating outside the law. Governance and law enforcement have been pretty much non-existent under the previous, now departed government. And at the same time, as a result of this condition, infrastructure development has been hampered, economic growth has suffered, and integration with the rest of the country has been largely absent, sir. Manipur has a rich cultural heritage, natural resources, and yet it's struggling with economic underdevelopment, limited industrialization, high unemployment rates, and inadequate infrastructure. On top of that, the biggest crisis we're facing today, sir, is that there has been an erosion of public trust in the state of India, the state of Manipur, and its institutions. And that legitimacy has to be regained during this period of President's rule. On top of that, we are seeing the state facing severe challenges from illegal immigration and drug trafficking, exacerbating the social and economic conditions I've mentioned. There has been, sadly, a situation where in 2023, a prominent Manipuri woman police officer resigned from the force, blaming the Chief Minister and the government for actually interfering in drug investigations and sheltering drug lords. This has been an absolute shame for the nation, sir. Now, in these circumstances, what do we want, Mr. Speaker? We would like to see President's rule seen as an opportunity to heal the state. It has to be an opportunity to foster dialogue amongst communities, to promote economic development, to ensure accountability in governance, and to respect constitutional values that have been cast to the winds over the last 2 years. It's essential now to restore the infrastructural power of the state. The state needs to restore its credibility. And here, President's rule is a necessary but not sufficient condition. It is necessary, yes, but at the same time, it has to be conducted responsibly by the governor in order to ensure normalcy is restored and that constitutional order once again means something in Manipur. We now have 288 companies of Central Armed Police Forces, 150 battalions of the Indian Army and the Assam Rifles. They can deal with the violent conflict and the insurgency, but at the same time we must be painfully conscious, sir, that when we devote such substantial resources to counterinsurgency operations, to law and order enforcement, we are diverting funds and attention from development projects, essential services like education and healthcare that the people of Manipur desperately need. Violent conflict primarily stems from a legitimacy crisis. And it's not the other way around, sir. It's the fact that the state has lost legitimacy that permits violence to run rampant. And the challenge now is to build legitimacy for the state, create once again faith in the institutions. That's what the governor will have to do. And at the same time, end the insurgency and restore social order, peace and stability. And then the challenge for the government, and I'm sure the Home Minister will have to agree with us on this, must be to promote dialogue amongst communities that have been at war with each other, that have been alienated from each other, promote inclusive policies that erase the divides in Manipur society. This, sir, is the task confronting us. If President's rule is to be used for any good purpose, this is the only purpose that it must serve. We have to come back again within 6 months to actually once again renew this proclamation. So I say to the Home Minister and to the government, of course we will all go along with this resolution. We are not going to oppose it. We know that constitutionally it is required for the country. But we hope that the government will go in with a larger vision of how President's rule can be used to restore faith in the institutions of our state, the legitimacy of the people, the legitimacy of the state of India in the eyes of the people of Manipur, and that in this process, sir, we will be able to restore constitutional order, social order, and peace and healing to the people who have suffered such terrible anguish. No one should have to go through what the people of Manipur have endured. Let us not add neglect to that. Let us not use President's rule only as a law and order enforcement mechanism. Let us think of the people of Manipur and bring them healing, closure and peace. With these words, sir, my party will support this proclamation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.